React Native 80 has just been released. So React Native 0.80, React 19.1, JS API changes, freezing legacy arc and much more. Today we are excited to release React Native 80. This release brings the version of React we ship inside React Native to the latest stable available 19.1.0. We are also shipping a series of stability improvements to our JS API. Deep imports will now fire a warning, and we are offering a new opt-in strict TypeScript API which offers types that are more accurate and safer to use. Moreover, the legacy architecture of React Native is now officially frozen. You will start see warnings for APIs that will stop working once we fully sunset the legacy architecture. Highlight JavaScript deep imports deprecation, legacy architecture freezings and warnings, React 19.1.0 experimental React Native iOS dependencies are now pre-built. JavaScript deep imports deprecation. In this release, we are making moves to improve and stabilize React Native's public JavaScript API. The first step towards this is better scoping of which our APIs are importable by apps and frameworks. In line with this, we are formally deprecating deep imports from React Native CRFC and are introducing warnings via ESLint and JS console. These warnings are scoped to imports from within your project source code and can be opted out from. However, please bear in mind that we aim to remove deep imports from React Native's API in future release, and this should be instead be updated to the root import. Some APIs are not exported at root and will become unavailable without deep imports. This is intentional in order to reduce the overall surface area of React Native's API. We have an open feedback thread for users issue, and we will be working with the community to finalize which API we export over at least the next 2 React Native releases. Please share your thoughts. Learn more about this change in our dedicated blog post, moving towards a stable JavaScript API. Opt-in strict TypeScript API. With the above redefinition of the exports in our public API, we are also shipping a new set of TypeScript types for React Native package in 0.80, which we are calling the strict TypeScript API. Opting into the strict TypeScript API is a preview of our future stable JavaScript API for React Native. These new types are generated directly from our source code, improving coverage and correctness, so you can expect stronger compatibility guarantees. Restricted to React Native's index file, more tightly defining our public API and meaning we won't break the API when making internal file changes. We are shipping this alongside our existing types, meaning you can choose to migrate when ready. Also, if you are using standard React Native APIs, a lot of apps should validate with no changes. We strongly encourage early adopters and new created apps to opt in via your tsconfig.json file. When the community is ready, the strict TypeScript API will become our default API in future, synchronized with deep imports removal. Learn more about this change in our dedicated blog post, moving towards a stable JavaScript API. Legacy architecture freezings and warning. The new architecture of React Native is the default choice since version 76, and we have been reading success stories of projects and tools that greatly benefit from it. We recently shared that we consider the legacy architecture is frozen. We won't be developing new bug fixes or features in the legacy architecture anymore, and we will be stop testing the legacy architecture while working on a release. In order to smooth the migration, we are still allowing users to opt out of the new architecture if you are experiencing bugs or regressions. However, shipping 2 architectures with React Native is a huge challenge which impacts runtime performance, app size and maintenance of our code base. That's why we eventually have to sunset legacy architecture at some point in the future. In 80, we have added several series of warnings that will pop up in React Native DevTools to warn you if you are using APIs that won't work in the new architecture. We recommend you to not ignore those warnings and to consider migrating your apps and libraries to the new architecture to be ready for the future. You can learn more about those changes in the talk Life After Legacy, the new architecture future, which we recently presented at app.js. React 19.1.0. This release of React Native ships with the latest React Stable 19.1.0. You can read more about all the new feature and bug fixes introduced in React 19.1.0 in the release description. One notable feature of React 19.1.0 is the implementation and improvements of owner stack. This is a development only feature that should help you identify which component is responsible for a specific error. However, we are aware that owner stacks are not working as expected in React Native if you use the Babel plugin transformer function named Babel plugin, which is enabled by default in React Native Babel preset. We will be shipping a fix for this in future release of React Native. Experimental React Native iOS dependencies are now pre-built. If you are building a React Native iOS app, you will probably notice that the first native build will take some time, a couple of minutes or even longer on older machines. That's because we need to compile the whole React Native iOS code plus all its dependencies. Over the last weeks, we have been experimenting with pre-building some of the React Native core for iOS, similar to what happens on Android to reduce build times when you're first running a React Native app. React Native 80 is the first release that can ship part of React Native for iOS as a pre-build to help reduce build times. During the release process of React Native, we are producing an XC framework called React Native dependencies.xc framework. That is a pre-built version of only the third-party dependency React Native depends on. We experimented and benchmarked how much time this initial pre-build for iOS is saving, and in our benchmark run on M4 machine, iOS builds are roughly 12% faster with the pre-build rather than by building from source. From our experience, we have also observed that several bug reports from users are caused by build issues related with React Native's third-party dependencies. Example 39568. Pre-building the third-party dependencies allow us to build them for you so that you won't face these build issues anymore. Note that we are not pre-building the whole React Native, we are only pre-building the libraries Meta does not directly control, such as Folly and glog. In a future release, we will also ship the rest of React Native core as a pre-build. How to use them? The feature is still experimental, so it is not turned on by default. If you want to use them, you can install your pods by adding the rct use rndep env variable. Alternatively, if you want to enable it for all developers working on that, you can modify your pod file like this. Please report any issues that the pre-build might cause to you and to your app in this discussion. We are committed to looking into them and making sure that the tier usage is transparent to your app. Other changes: Android smaller APK size thanks to IPO. This release ships with a significant size reduction for all Android apps built with React Native. Starting in 80, we enabled inter-procedural optimization for both React Natives and Hermes build. This resulted in a saving of 1 MB for all Android apps. You will get this size win by updating your React Native version to 80, and there are no further changes required to your project. New app screen redesign. If you are not using Expo but you are using the community CLI and template, in this version we have moved the new app screen into its own package and given it a fresh coat of paint. This reduces initial code boilerplate when you create a new app with the community template and also provides a better experience when viewed on a larger screen. Notice about the GSC community support. React Native 80 is the latest version of React Native to offer first-party GSC support. The support for GSC will be offered via the community maintained package React Native Community JavaScript Core. In case you missed the announcement, you can read more about it here. Breaking changes. Added export field on main package. As part of our JS table API changes, we have introduced an export field on the package.json manifest of React Native. In 0.80, this mapping continues to expose all JavaScript subpaths by default and therefore should not be a major breaking change. At the same time, this may subtly affect how modules within React Native packages are resolved. Under Metro, platform specific extension will not be automatically expanded against export patches. We have provided a number of shim modules to accommodate this. Under Jest, the ability to mock deep imports may be altered, which may require updating test. Other breaking changes. This list contains a series of other breaking changes we suspect could have minor impact to your product code and are worth noting. JS, we bumped ESLint plugin React hooks from version 4.6.0 to 5.2.0. See the full changelog here. The React hooks lint rules may produce new error signals which you will have to fix or suppress. Android, this release bumps the Kotlin version shipped with React Native to version 2.1.20. Kotlin 2.1 introduces new language features in preview that you can start using in your modules and components. You can read more about in the official release notes. We deleted the standard charsets class. It has been deprecated since 73. You should use the java.neo.charset.standard charset class instead. We made several classes internal. Those classes are not part of the public API and should not be accessed. You already notified or submitted patches to the affected libraries. com.facebook.react.fabric.state-wrapper-impl, com.facebook.react.modules.core.choreographer-compat, and com.facebook.react.modules.common.module-data-cleaner. We migrated several classes from Java to Kotlin. If you are using those classes, the nullability and types of some parameters changed, so you might need to adjust your code. All the classes inside com.facebook.react.dev support, com.facebook.react.bridge.color prop converter, com.facebook.react.views.textinput.react-edit-text, com.facebook.react.views.textinput.react-textinput-manager. iOS, we deleted the RCT floor pixel value field from rctutils.h. The RCT floor pixel value method was not used in React Native and we removed it altogether. Further, small breaking changes are listed in the changelog for 0.80 acknowledgements. React Native 80 contains over 1167 commits from 127 contributors. Thanks for all your hard work. We want to send a special thank you to those community members that shipped significant contribution in this release. Christian Falk for the work on the iOS pre-builds for React Native dependencies, Io Plaza, Jakub Piasecki, and David Maleki for their work on the strict TypeScript API. Moreover, we also want to thank the additional authors that worked on documenting features in this release blog post. Ricardo Sipolsky for authoring the part related to iOS pre-build for React Native dependency, Alex Hunt for deep import deprecation, opt-in strict TypeScript API, new app screen redesign, and Nicola Corti for the legacy architecture freezings and warnings. Upgrade to 0.80. Please use the React Native upgrade helper to view code changes between React Native versions for existing projects, in addition to upgrading docs. To create a new project, if you use Expo, React Native 80 will be supported in a canary release of the Expo SDK. Instructions on how to use React Native 80 in Expo are also available in a dedicated blog post.